you feeling like you're being pulled apart? Like, are you really feeling that almost shattered kind of sense in your spirit, where you feel like maybe your dreams have been left and you're feeling like you're left in the dark and you don't know what to believe and you can't believe what you're hearing, that kind of thing? If that's you, then take a seat. Let's talk. This is a time when you need to be stopping and focusing on staying in the moment. Now, you hear a lot of people say, or maybe you don't hear a lot of people say, that you need to focus on staying in the now. And I think it's definitely true, but I think there's some help I can give you, some tips maybe, or at least this one little twist on it. It's a practice, right? It's not just a time, it's a place. It's an energy that you develop, that you feel. And maybe you don't feel. Maybe it depends on really how you operate, that you need to figure out how it works for you. And this is really what drives me crazy about kind of blanket advice that people will give, and you know, all sorts of different spiritual communities and belief communities have driven me crazy with this, like, this is what you have to do, and it's prescriptive, and it's like, if you just understand this, it will work for you. But that's not, like, that can develop a lot of condemnation if you're not really getting it to work. So what I want you to figure out is what works for you. How does your mind, body, emotions operate for where you're at right now? Like, maybe at some point you were more of a visual learner, but because of whatever has happened in your life, now you're more of an auditory learner. Or maybe you've always just needed that one line that you could focus on, that one saying, or that one song, or that one whatever it was. That's what you need to do for this. And this is the time you need to find your moment, your now, that you can focus on. That practice that brings you back, that stops your mind from going out into the future and worrying about the 50 things that may or may not happen, that snaps you out of whatever stuff has happened in the past, or that maybe even is buzzing around you, that you can just, that just brings you all in to just you, and you go, that's me. That's me right there. That's what I resonate with right this moment, right now. That's what it means when they say, hey, be in the now, focus on the now. That's what you need to do. That's the practical tip for how to do it, is figure out what works for you. And I don't know why, but that's what I feel most strongly is what everyone needs to be doing right now, is figuring out how to stay in the now. Stay right here in your now, right now. And for me, personally, I have this practice of closing my eyes. I take a deep breath, and as I inhale in, I almost imagine that I'm bringing back in me. Like, I'm imagining that I'm pulling myself back in, that I'm saying, hey, hold on a moment to whatever it is that's going on, right? Just stop the press, get out of my space, so to speak. And I'm not speaking to anybody. Usually I'm not having to do that, because I've even had to go in the bathroom at, if I'm in a public place. Even if I didn't have to actually go, I've had to go sit in a stall and just be away. Just be away. And come back to the now. And I close my eyes, and I take that deep breath in, I regather myself. And what I understand now is that I'm actually gathering my energy back in, because I've been trying to in some way control all that's going on. And that's really what's happening, is you're scattered and your energy is just going out trying to figure out this and that, and how do I work this out, and oh, I've got to help this person over here. Pull it all back in. Pull it all back into you. It's the same concept of put your own oxygen mask on first. But you got to pull all that energy back in. You can't be as good of a parent or as good of a teacher or as good of a spouse or anything really unless you're fully in your you, in your right now, and you're fully present, and you're fully presence. So I like to say, instead of like let's be in the right now, I like to say I'm practicing my presence. I'm being present here and now, and I'm not trying to be present for anybody. I'm trying to be present for me here now. And so as I exhale, when I'm doing this, this all happens a lot faster. I'm just trying to explain all the things, all the different factors. When I exhale, I think about that I'm exhaling all the stuff that I need to let go of for the moment, for the now. That maybe I've been like gathering, feeling like I've got to hold on to it, right? Like, oh, I've got to have control of this, and I've got to have control of that, and I've got to go pick up children, and I've got to go get groceries, and I've got to go do this. And I exhale, and I release. And I'm like, you can almost, if you have to get to that extreme, pretend like you're giving up. I give up. I'm done. I'm letting go. Because I'm just one person. I'm just myself. And that can be so freeing and liberating. Even the body posturing, if you do that, it does so much for you mentally. If you can just get up in a room and be like, I give up. There's a reason this is a surrender position. Like, I surrender, I give. Mentally, psychologically, that does something in your head. And if that's what you need to get here and now and get present, do that. Do that. You owe it to yourself. And if you want to be anything for anybody else, you owe it to them too. But you're worth it. You are worth all the love in the universe. You. Right here, right now, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've done, you are worth all the love in the universe. Allow that to sink in. Allow yourself to receive that. And don't judge yourself for what you don't think you can handle. Take what you can take right now. I think that's it, right? Take what you can take right now. Okay. If you're here, it's probably been trying and a bumpy road, and we've all been on this struggle bus together, let me tell you. I have not been exempt from any of it. So that's why I'm reaching out. That's why I've been doing these videos. That's why I've been doing the Ho'oponopono videos, and I'll do more of those because I feel like there's something about releasing stuck energies and getting things flowing and allowing ourselves to level up, so to speak, so that we can handle what's happening. I wanted to give an example of some of the things that you might be needing to release. For those of you that have been like, I've forgiven everybody, I've done 50 Ho'oponoponos, whatever, right? You feel like you've done through it, you've been through the ringer, you've done all the healing that you think you can do, and you can't figure out why the heck it keeps coming up for you. Like, whatever this is just stuck. So this was brought to me at my attention this last week because I've gone through some stuff, family related lately. And I was like, okay, I forgave. And actually that person spiritually actually even came to me and said, don't listen to me. I love you. And I felt so much love and so much peace. It was amazing. I can't even tell you. And there, like, I'll go into it in another video about all that I believe about people from beyond speaking to you and all of that stuff. But what I found out, what I'm trying to get through here, is that somewhere in my childhood, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, somewhere in my childhood, I gathered from what would happen, that it was not okay to get over things too fast. Like, there was a certain amount of time that you had to be angry, frustrated, hurt, damaged in whatever way before it was okay to let go. And so there was a time factor. It wasn't just an emotion factor. There was a time factor that I didn't control. I had to please my mother or whoever, right? With being able to go, yes, I'm still angry with that person. Yes, I agree. And so, or you would talk to people and then that person would get up, riled up, and you'd have to go through that. And then you talk to this other person, and there was like no avoiding continuing to feel that way. And now you can control that piece, right? You can say, no, like, I just don't feel like talking about that right now. I just can't talk about that right now. Like, if you tell people, like, you really just can't talk about it, like, you're just not there, sounds like you're giving them license, or you're giving away your power in a way, when you're actually not. But it can come off that way. It's just all about your intention as you're saying it, right? Like, I don't feel like it is absolutely valid. But depending on where you're at, maybe not. So I want to give you another out so that you can tell people and not feel like you have to give an explanation, because honestly, you don't. You don't owe anybody any explanation for anything. If you're ready to be over it, be over it already. Who cares? Now, I say that, and sometimes I care. It's just what it is. But here's what I do. Especially if it's a sensitive situation, like, I just can't talk about it right now. Like, I just can't emotionally handle talking about it right now. And most of the time, people will understand and be like, okay, fair, I understand. And I don't want to, like, they don't want to hurt you or push you or cause you this emotional distress, right? When in reality, like, you just don't want the drama. I just don't want the drama. So hard things have to be done until they're not hard. But this is that way to be safe. It's protecting yourself. Excuse me, it's protection. It's speaking up for yourself. And you can even tell, like, this throat chakra energy center thing, that's that speaking your truth. That's that speaking up and protecting and laying those boundaries. And that's what that is. My kids used to get so, like, they thought I was being so mean because I was speaking up for myself. And I was like, all I would be doing is saying, hey, I'm important too. I'm not okay with this situation. I had to speak up for myself at a doctor's office where it was a regular occurrence that I would have to wait for an hour. And the nurses acted like I was being horrible, but all I was saying was like, hey, I understand, like, the doctor's absolutely wonderful. I set aside 2 hours to come and see him because I think he's so wonderful. But I'm important, and I have important things to do, and I have important places to be, and I have people expecting me that are important too. They're expecting me to be somewhere else. I can't always wait. And I wasn't rude about it. I was just a little bit adamant, and it got a lot of attention because the nurses were so concerned and pushing, and one had even made a comment that so some people can understand and don't get all up, like, whatever. And I was like, that's no, I don't receive that. I don't receive that. No, why should I be expected to do that? Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. But I want to get back to why you clicked on this video, right? The feeling like you're being pulled apart, the feeling shattered. And what I want to do is give you an example that I was given a long time ago by Spirit, and whether that was an angel or Jesus or whatever you want to believe, I honestly couldn't tell you at this point, and that's just where I'm at in my journey. That's my truth. You'll have yours, and I appreciate yours. I really appreciate if you appreciate mine. So the example was because I was feeling like my faith had been completely destroyed. I had received a book in the mail, and it was very intriguing for what I was researching at the time. It had no marking whatsoever about where it came from. Had no clue. Nobody claimed it. I hadn't ordered it, but it had shown up. And like I said, it was intriguing. I read it, and mind blown. My faith was on the floor. And I was very strong in the faith. And I was praying and healing people and doing all sorts of things at the time. And it wrecked me. Now, knowing what I know and where my road would end up, that was an exit, right? That was an exit to where I'm at in my journey now. I probably could have just taken a shortcut, but whatever. So what I was given to explain what was happening was, when we're children, a lot of us play with blocks, and we're given either like the building blocks that you can stack up and they don't stick together, or you're given something like a Legos or a Duplo or whatever it is now, where they actually kind of click together. But when we're children, we don't really understand any kind of structural engineering, or how to keep things from falling over, or how to even build in a way that looks like anything useful, right? We build all sorts of stuff. Hopefully you got to build all sorts of stuff, but regardless, I think that's a very natural thing to do, whether you're piling stuff or whatever it was. For me, in this example, I was shown building blocks. And I was shown Legos, which sounds like you really shouldn't be able to screw those up. But I happen to have had 2 boys, so I got to watch them build. And what I noticed was, as they were building, they wouldn't overlap them. They would build just one on top of another. And they like to match colors, because that was really important. And they would build and build and build and build these really high towers. But it didn't take much to topple those. Like, the whole thing would just come apart. Or you would have like the younger brother come as Destructo and just completely decimate it. And I laugh because my eldest son, I felt so bad for him. His little brother would just, like, he would put all this work into it, and the little brother would come and just terrorize. And I would try to stop it or control it or help him out, but it would never fail. It would happen. I would look the other way for 2 seconds. But my point is, when we're young, and a lot of us, like, without knowing it, started when we were young, we built up our emotional beliefs or our emotions and reactions to things. And this is just instinct, right? We have no control over what's happening in our subconscious mind, in our spirit, in our energy field. At that point, we're just, however it lands, almost like Tetris, when it starts just kind of falling down. That's kind of sometimes how we build. But in order to rebuild a structure that can last, that can support you, and that can be strong, the whole thing has to come down. The whole structure has to come down. And I know that's not what I wanted to hear, so I can only imagine it's not what you want to hear either. But it's happening so that you can be strong. And the fact of the matter is, you are strong. Even right now, feeling the way you are, you're strong. And we're here together. We're here at this moment in time. We decided to be here. We chose, right? We chose to be here now because we're strong. We're strong. You are strong. And you can do this, and you have so much support that you have no idea. And I don't know where you are in your path right now, but I know without a doubt that you have tons and tons of support that you just don't even know. Or maybe you do know. And you need to take the time to get in the now, to be in your presence, right? Practice being in the present and allow them to show you. Allow that support, whether it's angels or dragons or people reaching out from around the world, and that community, that connection as we're all growing, and that cosmic energy, that field that's around you, reaching around its arms and giving you a hug and just hugging you. Man, if I was there with you, I would help you out. I would hug you so hard right now. I would give you that bear hug. But just close your eyes right now. Just close your eyes and allow yourself to feel that cosmic hug. And feel how tangible, how real it can feel. And allow yourself to feel that love. And know that you are not alone right now. You're not alone. You never will be. And you never were. I'm sending you all the love that I can possibly, and saying it to you from the universe. It's time to take control, real control, and that is staying in the now. Real control is being fully in yourself, fully here, right now, in the moment, your full presence. So I'm going to wrap this up right now. I hope that you can feel all the love that I'm sending you. And I'm going to give you a few things to do to be able to support you so that you can help yourself through this process. So the first one is grounding. And if you are not familiar with it, that's basically reconnecting with the earth's energy, which if you go out and walk in the grass and let your actual feet touch the ground at all, that's grounding. You're reconnecting your energetic field with the earth. Now, you can go online. There are grounding mats. I personally have them throughout my house. There's being out in a forest. Go hug a tree. They love you. Things like that. Go for a swim. Drink water. All these practices can help ground your energy and help restore a proper flow as things are kind of coming and going and you're trying to figure out where to be. That can throw you off. And so come back to center, right? Come back to your presence. Do some grounding. The second one is to go through, take like a little inventory of what's bothering you right now. No judgment. Who cares, right? You're just writing it down. You're not trying to develop emotions for it. Nobody's there to witness whether you have emotions for it or not. You can give yourself some permission to not feel about it or to feel the opposite. I would even practice feeling the opposite about it. Just see how that goes. But then kind of test out the example I gave you, because there's a reason that one was brought to me. And like, is there a certain time limit or time allowance that you are supposed to feel down? Or is there something else that maybe has come up for you that you're like, oh my gosh, I have that too. So the other thing you want to do while you are going through that is ask yourself, what must I believe in order for that to be true? Right? In order for that belief, that practice, that anger, what do I have to believe that's reinforcing that? At some point, you made a choice, consciously or not, that that's what you have to believe. It's time to get it out. Get it out there. And you don't have to overtry. Like, if it's not coming to you, walk away. Just practice being in the now, and I promise the universe will bring it to you. That's just how it's going. If there's something that is being forward for you to take a look at, they're going to bring you the solution. They're not just going to leave you hanging out. Trust in yourself. Trust in the universe around you. And then the last one is practicing loving yourself. Practice loving yourself. Part of why we get so shattered is we don't remember that we're loved. We don't know or remember to love ourselves. Maybe we never learned it. And so I have a mantra for you, which is just something to help remind you. It's what I said earlier. And it's, I am worthy of all the love in the universe. And I want you to say it to yourself in different ways until you find one that really hits home. And just wear it out, right? Wear it out. Don't hold back on telling yourself in that particular way. I'm worthy of all the love in the universe. I am worthy of all the love in the universe. I'm worthy of all the love in the universe. That's right. That's right. Until next time, my friends, I love you. I wish you all the peace in the world. Watch this over if you need to. And I'll see you again shortly.